Crank her! Crank her! To scream like that in desperation, cell phone still sending as it slid into the fold of the passenger seat. I'll deliver you to hell! What, did he feel that would somehow make him safe? I'll deliver you to hell! What did he mean? She mulled it over for several seconds and several days, from waking in the morning to fighting insomnia at night, and it didn't make any sense. Besides, what was hell anyway? How was it any different than her presence here on earth? Hell was having to cross Delaware Avenue every time she walked to work without getting hit. Hell was having to stand at the Rite Aid register and smile to customers who didn't give a damn about the kind of day she was having. Hell was coming home to Jeremy Kinlaw in the evenings. But all that she had gone through, it was unfair, really. Cheyenne had this perfect existence already, having easily flounced into her marriage with Derek, and a fancy home out by the reservoir, and a job with that real estate agency, and a kid on the way, and that fancy home out by the reservoir was enough to make her puke. She had a love-hate relationship with Cheyenne, she really did. Back on the first day of 9th grade, when she was still Katie Fesco, she had shown up at Rosebaron High School, finally, to discover skinny Stacy Ferris, inextricably linked to her by alphabetized seating charts for all those years, now suddenly endowed with certain powers that baffled the younger boys and enthralled the older, and boldly correcting her teachers that the roster was wrong, that her new name was Cheyenne, and over the summer she had gotten a pair of boots along with a pair of boobs, and her parents were letting her wear tight jeans, and her carrot top, once so coarse and anemic, was now a bush of roses like the one outside Hester Prynne's jail cell, so full-bodied and styled to emphasize its breadth from shoulder to shoulder. It kept her eyes from seeing the board and anything else in the classroom. Her eyes were so riveted to it. And where did she get off thinking that she was some country western bitch? She grew up right here in the heart of Middletown, on 6th and Locust, and had never even been south of the Mason-Dixon. And in spite of that, she still loved her. Well, not exactly loved, that's not right, but drawn to her, almost against her will, like a dieter to sweets. Things changed in junior year. Handsome senior Derek Stover finally summoned up the courage to ask out the flame-haired beauty, and because Cheyenne now had secured another charm for her bracelet, she had to secure one as well. And that's where Jeremy came in. He wasn't too unattractive in some ways, and certainly easy to acquire, but a real fixer-upper. And as she began to get to work on it, the other girls in conscious earshot of Cheyenne cringed. Oh, he's so puffy and just stares into space. Oh, he never shaves his whiskers and looks like a fat rat. Oh, his fingers are so dirty and clammy, like he just got done whacking off in the bathroom. And she knew they were all simply knocking her down and climbing on top of her to reach Cheyenne at the pinnacle. But she swore to herself that her investment would pay off down the line, that she would deliver him as the new and improved Kinlaw 2.0, and see if that didn't earn her some respect. For Cheyenne only loved to be loved, but she was actually getting off her ass and doing something, becoming herself the change that she wished to see in her world, and all that jazz. When their English class went to the library, the other boys said they despised encyclopedias because encyclopedias meant work. Not Jeremy. He wanted to write his own, an encyclopedia of farts, because there were so many different varieties if you seriously thought about it. Yes, he had potential. That became her crowning achievement, the rehabilitation of Weasley Jeremy Kinlaw, from start to finish. And she kept him through junior year, through senior year, and shortly thereafter in that little transparent patch of time between walking down Rosebaron's halls and walking down the church aisle. Because that's just what you did after graduation. And even in this economy, Jeremy was already gainfully employed at S&G. And others were doing it too, she told herself as she studiously folded the copy of the legerdemain that informed all of Middletown about the impending transformation of Cheyenne into Mrs. Derek Stover. So they were married. And it was only then that she learned of Jeremy's panic attacks. And it's good stuff there.